I remember my first big break. Somebody wanted me to come tell stories multiple times. Every week they wanted me. Multiple bookings. They're going to pay me $250 a week. Cha-ching. I was a little worried. I wasn't sure I had enough stories. It was over at Sunnyside Hills Nursing Home. Don't you be judging. But I told the lady, I said, I don't know if I can come every week. I don't know if I have enough stories. She said, honey, sweet pie, we're in memory care. You'll be fine. Every Tuesday I'd go to the recreation room. I thought that was an odd name for a room, had very little recreation in it. It was hot in that room, like 400 degrees hot. And everybody had on sweaters. The furniture was like 50 shades of mauve, shrink wrapped under disgruntled plastic. The residents looked like they'd been propped around the room. They looked like wilted flowers. And I'm thinking, this is my big break. I would bring my keyboard with me. I used to play back in the day a little bit, and I quickly realized on Tuesdays that if the stories didn't connect, the music would. And that the tiniest hint of a melody would pull one or two in to a memory. And I would get this delicious, humbling front row honor in watching one or two of those wilted flowers come to life. For all they needed was a drink of water. You can see your work as just your work. It's just a means to an end. It's just counting the days till retirement. Or you can see what you do as the chance to be somebody else's drink of water. And that can make all the difference. The difference in counting the days until retirement to making the days until retirement count. Ethel sat right up front every Tuesday in her purple velour jumpsuit and matching overly zealous eyeshadow. And she'd wait for me to cue her up. This is a woman who most of the time did not know what day it was, did not know her own kin from somebody else's. But every Tuesday she picked the same song. And she'd wait for me to say, okay, Ethel, are you ready? She loved to sing. She loved to dance, y'all. She would bounce up and down in that chair and she'd start clapping her hands. And can't you just see that wispy white hair of hers floating around her head like cotton candy around the stick at the fair? She gets so excited when she clapped, y'all, that oversized gnarled thumb of hers that had knitted a chain of baby blankets from coast to the coast would get caught at that silver ring at the top of the zipper on her jumpsuit. And she'd start singing and bouncing and clapping, and she'd start take that zipper with her. All the way up and all the way down. Proving to everybody within vision not clouded by cataracts that Ethel P. Waters was not a fan of undergarments. Giving us all a bird's eye view of that tattoo she'd had put on her chest that in the day was a rose bush. But in this day was more like a hanging basket. Just some things you can't unsee. I'd say, are you ready, Ethel? And she'd nod. And I'd say, okay, Ethel, take it away. And in a gravelly old voice, she'd sing her solo in the Tuesday afternoon concerts over at Sunnyside Hills. You gotta give all it all. Take all it all. And let your poor heart break a little. That's the glory of. That's the story of. She was my number one fan. She taught me that castles are overrated. But the chance to be somebody else's drink of water is priceless. So we're all